Yeah, I definitely agree, man. That had a whole 90s thing. For me, it had a massive Rage Against the Machine thing going on, which I really, really enjoyed. I love the way that the bass and the guitar just work so well together, and kind of, I don't know, I'm not, as you know, very technical, but I don't know if it's an octave or a harmony or whatever it is, but there's bits where they sync up so nicely, and that big smashing drum sound is awesome, and the guy's got a great voice as well. So yeah, that's a fantastic way to start the show. I really enjoyed that. Ivan?
So I think we'll go straight in and blow the cobwebs away straight away. So, as you say, a lot of 90s hard rock influences there. As I say, the irony is that they come from a little sleepy seaside town called Eastbourne, which is famous for having lots and lots of old age pensioners. So I would think that they sort of wake the town up quite a bit with their sound.
They would definitely wake a few people up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's almost like saying like a heavy band like that coming out of like St. Petersburg, Florida, which is like a retirement town and a half, or it was a Boca Raton, right? It's like I couldn't imagine that a bunch of geriatrics and beyond pensioners like listening to this stuff like.
It's exactly that, man. It's Eastbourne is blue hair rinse and hunched over old ladies walking down on the seaside, and I can imagine these guys would just blow their false teeth out, to be honest with you.
That's a good anomaly. I like that.
No,
not to stereotype Eastbourne.
Right. Well, yeah.
I'm sure there's loads of great bands and everything else, but basically it's that.
Well, I think we're more like generalizing here, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't matter because chances are they're not listening anyway. So.
I haven't checked the stats, but I haven't seen too many.
Well, just before we get to our next question, Ivan, I'd mentioned this to Mike and you. This was probably about a month ago. And just because I'd recently watched it again, there's a movie called The Kingsman, Secret Service, and I told people when I give you the pick, they look like the character Merlin from The Kingsman. And ironically enough, there's a second one coming out very soon.
Yeah, I did see the original post. Yeah, I can see there is a little bit of a likeness there. People just seem to always compare me to sort of looking like various different people. It's quite strange, really. I've had anything from Mickey Rooney to a guy who won a talent contest over here, an opera singer called Paul Potts. So I've been told I look like him, and yeah, it's quite strange all these different people that people keep saying I look like. So I blame Mike for plastering my face all over the riff tat stuff, which was most certainly his idea and not mine.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, if you're listening and you go to rifftaf.com, you can see Ivan and compare him to whoever you like.
See my ugly mug plastered all over it.
Please tweet. That is gorgeous. Please tweet us your comparisons. Who does Ivan look like today?
Yeah. Right. Well,
Harry Hill. Any bald guy with glasses, basically.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we're generalizing the ball guy. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna dig myself a hole, so I'll shut up now about that. So next up, what's the next few Riff Tap events that are coming up, Ivan?
So our next networking evening is on Wednesday the 7th of June. That's in London. So the event page for that's looking very promising already. As we've done a couple of not so good ones in London, but this one is looking like it's going to be much better. So we're at a pub called the Old Crown, which is about a 5 to 10 minute walk from Archway Tube Station. So that's our next one, the next London one. Then we've got a Brighton one again on the back at the venue we were last time, the Brunswick in Hove, on Monday the 3rd of July. So we had about 100 at the last one. So if we could get those sort of numbers again, that would be fantastic. And then in September, I'm doing this charity event for the Retired Greyhound Trust. So we've got 3. I'm dipping my toe back into promoting water, which I said I wouldn't do, but as it's for such a good cause, I'm taking that on. So we're doing three gigs over 3 different venues on a Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. 22nd, 23rd, 24th of September. So we've got about 31, 32 solo performers and bands playing over the 3 venues. So we have to raise as much money and awareness as we can for the, as I say, the Retired Greyhound Trust. So there we go.
Right. And my understanding is that they've changed their name and they will no longer be called the Retired Greyhound Trust in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're dropping retired off the front, so they'll be just the Greyhound Trust as of the 1st of June. So we'll have to look at the branding and all that, obviously.
So anyone that's listening to the replay of this from the 1st of June onwards and going, well, I can't find this Retired Greyhound Trust thing, what the hell is it? That'd be why then.
Just Greyhound Trust, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, what exactly is it? No, I was going to say, what exactly is Greyhound Trust? Because I have no idea.
So basically, it's obviously once the greyhounds aren't able to race anymore for any obviously maybe injury or maybe they're just not fast enough anymore, or I mean some greyhounds just don't chase in the first place. It's just, you know, as I say, that I think that they're the ones I always say that were destined to be pets rather than racers, because they see this furry thing, you know, and they no thanks, you know. And it's, as I say, it's to obviously get dogs like that into homes. As I say, I think a lot of people are put off because they think that they need loads of exercise, which couldn't be further from the truth. They're the biggest couch potatoes going. As I say, imagine they come out of the kennels, they charge around the track once and go straight back in again, so they really don't need much exercise. They've actually been voted the lowest maintenance dogs that there are actually to own. So as I say, they're, you know, a sort of 20-30 minute walk in the morning, 20-30 minute walk in the evening is as much as they need. And as I say, it's what we're trying to do is, as I say, raise awareness and raise money to try and get some of the ones out of the kennels actually into, you know, to forever homes.
Right on. You know, I wasn't sure if they actually meant actual greyhounds or it's just a name for something. So that's why I had to ask. I mean, I'm playing my ignorance there in that one. That may sound kind of silly, but I didn't want to make an assumption here. But
actually, the greyhounds after which your cross country buses were named after. Or your neighbour's cross-country buses were named after, right?
You know, well, I definitely wasn't thinking the bus line, I'll tell you that much. So, but no, but you're right as far as not needing a lot of exercise. I actually have.
The thing is, you never know when you're talking to an English person what the latest slang word is, what something could mean. So it's a fair question to ask, because greyhound could mean anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, same here. We got a lot of stupid ones too, right? That can make no sense. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to be on the bandwagon for that one. But okay. But for the greyhound thing, Ivan, you're right. They are low maintenance because, like, I have 2 dogs myself, but I know a few people at the dog park who do have greyhounds, and they're completely chill. They kind of stroll around, but when they take off, man, they can fly. It's unbelievable how fast those things can move. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's the great idea, because like I'm obviously a big fan of dogs, because I have 2 of my own, and man, they need lots, because one's 9 months and there's 2.5 years old, but they're both high energy, so they get at least, and I'm not BSing here, they get at least between 2 to 3 hours a day, easy.
Wow. Yeah, as I say.
And they're small. Like one's 28 pounds, the other's like 17.5 pounds, but they're just go.
It's deceptive, isn't it? The smaller dogs often need a lot more exercise than the bigger ones. It's you know.
But you know what? It's worth it. No, I love them. I like being out with them, so I'm not complaining really. So on to more stuff about you, because this isn't about me and my dog. So
No.
I've got a separate podcast for that one. So yeah, with these gatherings, I mean, you've pretty much summed it up. But what's the end goal? What do you want to accomplish by setting these things up?
Oh, just literally, as I say, linking as many people together, as I say, to form, well, as I say, anything from collaborations to, as I say, working relationships to, well, as I say, friendships as well. I mean, you know, it'd be fantastic if, you know, as I say, people enter the room as strangers and leave as, you know, as long-term friends. I mean, you know, just purely because of the common goal of loving music. So as I say, that's really what it's all about. It's not rocket science, but it's just it seems to. I don't know. It's very rewarding, certainly from Mike and mine's angle. And as I say, it's great to just literally stand back and see people just wandering around and chatting who didn't know each other, when they actually turned up. So So.
I think the fascinating thing about it is it's clearly a gap. Especially in the area of kind of the unsigned or grassroots or underground or whatever you want to call it kind of scene, and I don't know what it's like globally, but certainly in the UK, having played in bands for 16 odd years now, there's always been a gap in terms of people talking to each other. It's almost, I remember 10 years ago, bands were so competitive with each other they wouldn't talk to each other during sound checks or whatever. They almost had this fear that each other's, someone would steal your fans, as if everyone sort of sits at home and only has one CD and listens to one band or something. I never really got the logic, and we were always kind of not ostracised, but people did think we were a bit weird because we used to talk to people. You know what I mean? And it's a very, one of the things that you always say at the beginning is it's quite un-British to go and introduce yourself to a stranger, but that's kind of the whole point of these things, right? So you kind of just have to get over and do it. But I think what the numbers recently in terms of both the online and the actual live networking nights to show is there's a real gap in the market for people to meet and talk to each other and learn from each other and have that kind of peer-to-peer learning and networking process that ultimately is good for everyone and accelerates everyone. And the more you talk to people and learn from them and also help them, the more it helps you. And I just think it's what's really come to light since he started doing the Rooftop events is how desperately people actually need and want that, and I think that's the fascinating thing for me.
Yeah, as I say, exactly the same. As I say, it's fantastic to just sort of, as I say, at times just sort of stand back and watch what's going on and taking it all in. And as I say, it's now, as I said earlier, I can't believe that it's got to the level it is, and it looks like going above and beyond, so that's great.
Right on. Well, we're going to get to another one of your submissions. Next one up is a band called Static Alice with Warriors. What's the story behind this one, Ivan?
Oh, right. Oh, this is it's quite a long story, really. I came across Static Alice via a sampler CD. I bought a T-shirt, and Static Alice were on this compilation CD, and I liked quite a few tracks on it, but that for them, it's the track off their first album called King Kong, and I absolutely loved it. Got talking to them, actually ended up assisting them with a mini first ever tour of the UK mainland, because they actually live in Guernsey in the middle of the English Channel, a little 24 square mile rock in the English Channel. So as I say, I helped them come over and do their first little UK tour, stayed friends with them ever since, and they're doing their EP launch tonight for their new EP called Warrior. And the track we're going to be playing is Warriors, just an S on the end of it. As I say, it's the title track, but not quite the title track because it's one letter different. But as I say, they've become very good friends of mine, and I just love what they do.
Hey, here we go with Static Alice and Warriors. Dig this.
Kids got hot, they don't know that you're shaking inside. You got something to hide. This world is full, get your flame on. Each day's a June, getting ready for pistols at dawn. Make your revolution. from under the bed, hiding in screens when you're covered in